Alright everybody, hello and welcome as always. I am Sean and this is In The Mixer as we continue our FC Isle of Man series, and it's a massive episode, not just because we're starting a new season, not just because we're finally up into League One football, but the entire direction of the save has kind of changed a little bit. I'll go through that more in a moment. And we're also introducing a new collaborator. They don't really know they're a collaborator, we're just supporting them on Patreon. It's Chilled Moose. We're going to use some of her fantastic Facepacks, regen designs, all that sort of stuff. I'll show you those in further detail, but she does amazing work. Her links are now in the description below. Please go and check it out. And if you enjoy what you see, you can support her on Patreon too and get access to the same Facepacks as well. But I did say it's going to be a very different episode because I did speak about it last week when we were kind of going through all of our episodes, getting through our League 2 season, seeing where we were going to end up. But there always comes a point in a long-term save where you need to make a transition towards using regen players or new gen players, whichever you prefer. We haven't done that yet. We haven't used any. We've been trying to use real-life players, but we've been at a point this last off-season, probably the most frustrating off-season we've had, where I just couldn't get players in that were around 24, 25 years of age because they wanted too much money and our budget is incredibly low. So even though it pains me to do it, we have made that transition. We've gotten rid of all of the players from the squad last season. We've brought in regen players from higher division academies. Some real high potential youngsters that are now in the squad that we're going to try and develop by playing them each week. It's a bit of a transition from where we've been previously, but I'm confident that we've put a great group together. So I'm not going to waste too much time. Let's go through the transfers and see who we've brought in and introduce you guys to the squad as well. So first things first, we should go through everyone that's gone out. David Wang, you can see he's left here. If we sort these by fees, there's a couple of guys that we let go on frees just because they're probably only really at like a Vanarama National, maybe even League 2 level. We let Mampali go because he wouldn't sign for anybody, and then QPR picked him up from the championship, so congrats to him. We've let Jasper go. He's gone for 89k. Bennett's gone for 87k. Austin Samuels is probably the toughest one. It was really difficult to let him go. You can see 4.5 star current ability, 4.5 star potential. Probably the best lower league player I think I've ever had in any save I've ever done. He played for us for 3 seasons, 98 goals in that time across 122 appearances. Just a wonderful player. He's now at Blackpool playing up in the championship. Already has 1 goal in their pre-season as well, which doesn't surprise me in any way. He's been excellent. It's a bummer to see him go. And while there's a few other players here as well that had great seasons for us as well and were wonderful players, I am confident that we have put together a relatively strong group. And this is the big part that I'm kind of excited about. Look at all of this potential. A lot of different 5-star potential players here, guys that we're going to try and give game time to make the most of that potential. And then at the same time, we've also got some really good current ability as well. A lot of players that are around 3.5 star, 4 star. We knew eventually we were going to have to make this transition. We knew eventually we were going to have to work new gens into it. I'm maybe pulling the trigger maybe a season or 2 early, but I think it's going to make for a better long-term series as we kind of develop some of these guys, see them in the lineup for the next 2 or 3 seasons, and keep a core group together, which is effectively what we did the last few years anyway. There were a bunch of guys that we had at like a Vanarama South level, made it all the way up to League 2 with us, helped us get promoted. And now we're effectively going to try and do the same thing. Is there anyone in this squad that has high enough potential that's going to make the most of the opportunity that we can take all the way up with us into the Premier League, or that we can take us through to championship status or something like that? So I'm going to start at the top. We're going to go through pretty much every position. There's a couple of different positions we struggled with during off season. So we are using the loan market really for the first time as well. And the first player we'll look at is Kieran Johnson, who's currently on loan with us from Chelsea. You can see here that new face pack designed by Chilled Moose. Absolutely phenomenal. Just all over the regular vanilla version of the game and the face packs that they produce. 3.5 star current ability, 5 star potential. We've got him on loan at a relatively low rate. So if we do have any issues, we're not going to be concerned about worrying about bringing in a replacement player. That's going to be an easy decision to make. If he does well, we could potentially try and sign him permanently as well. We don't have the funds right now, but his contract is up at the end of next season with Chelsea, so he might be looking for a move to try and make the good of his career. Only 18 years of age, he's on very few wages a week. If he gets even halfway to that potential ability, we're going to be incredibly happy. Our backup goalkeeper I'll go to first will be Dylan Price, ex-Man City Junior. Looks fantastic here with the face pack again. Only 2 star current ability and 4.5 star potential. We struggled with that one because we were just not able to find a free agent keeper that was up around like 3 star current ability, which is kind of what I want if they're going to be playing week in, week out. So we'll keep Dylan Price around. He is permanent on our books. At the moment, Andy May, don't worry about Andy May. He's just a homegrown club player. That's why he's in there. When we can, we will of course use Dylan Price. Eventually, some of these players will turn into homegrown club players because they all are under the age of 21. At right back, we've got Lewis Wright, who looks to be a fairly solid player from Burnley. We've picked up quite a few youngsters from Burnley over the years. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential, but he's got some relatively good traits for a right wing back on support, which is what we want to use him as. Crossing needs a little bit of work, but he's on an individual training regime to improve that. His dribbling's good, his first touch is good, marking, passing kind of need a little bit of improvement, but mentally looks fantastic. Wonderful determination, wonderful teamwork and work rate. Physically looks fantastic as well. If he can develop and get some of these technical attributes up, he's only 18, he's going to be fantastic for us, and we're thrilled to have him. Our backup right back will be Michael Barnes, who we've picked up from West Ham, an Australian youth junior. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. He also looks to be an excellent prospect. Not as comfortable in the wing-back as a support role, which is why he's not starting, but there's no reason if he can't take advantage of any opportunities he gets to start and perform well that he can't go after that place as well. And I think you'll see that for a lot of the different positions. At left full back, we've got Kieran Preston Kelly, who we picked up from Chelsea. He's currently not trained at that club, so if he plays for us for a season, he will default to being one of our players as well, which is great to see. We're going to use him as a wing back on support, which he is of course very comfortable with. Again, wonderful mental attributes for someone so young, good teamwork, good off the ball, good determination, good physical attributes as well. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential on $1,000 a week. He's going to be a very low risk new signing for us as well. The backup left back will be Angelo, Moroccan youth international, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. We picked him up from Liverpool. Technique needs a little bit of work. That's probably why he's not starting. Mentality is good. Physicals are good as well, and he'll be a good squad player for us to have. At centre back, we've got Tyrone Taylor, who I'm very excited about. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. Looks to be a wonderful player. We picked him up from Liverpool. Hasn't made a first team appearance. We're going to play him as a central defender and a stopper, and he is in double figures for pretty much every key attribute that you can see here. All these ones in green. Some of the secondary ones, like marking, anticipation, composure, concentration, he's at 8s or 9s, so if we very quickly turn them into 10s, he's going to be a magnificent player for us at this level and potentially the level above. And I always love having a left-footed centre back. It just gives good balance to your side when you're setting up. He'll play alongside Matt McCluskey, ex-Tottenham junior, 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. No reason that can't move to 5-star if he starts making good on some of that potential. On £600 a week, so next to no wage, he's going to play as a covering defender alongside Taylor. Looks to be an excellent player as well. Really thrilled to have him. 15 decision making for an 18-year-old is unheard of. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do this year. As far as our backup centre-backs go, we've got Keith Coates, who we picked up from Aston Villa. Another left-sided centre-back. We've got 2 in the squad. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. He looks like he's going to be an excellent third-choice centre-back. And if he plays well and gets in the team, there's no reason we can't give him a run of games as well as the season wears on. The 4th-choice centre-back, Chris Judge, also looks fantastic. 2.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. Ex-Man City player, came through their youth academy. Actually made 1 appearance for the first team, which is interesting to see. Again, just technique is what's letting him down at the moment. But if he turns that into double figures for a lot of the key attributes we're looking at here, there's no reason that he can't play a significant role this season as well. As we move into midfield, our wide areas are our key creative hubs. They have been. We've kept pretty much the same tactic and shape. The only thing I've changed is that we're going to go with our attacking structure pretty much from the off. Our cautious one will be like our backup option if we're playing Championship or higher level Premier League sides. And then we've got our positive one if we just want to kind of control the game a little bit more. The only other thing that's changed is a couple of the player roles here. I'll go through those when we get to those players. But the wingers, of course, still a tremendously important part of our side. Ricky Dean will be the right midfielder. Ex-Arsenal junior, looks to be a fantastic player. Technique does need a little bit of work, but 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Wonderful mental attributes, wonderful physical attributes. He's going to be an asset for us. And he's had a pretty good preseason as well. As far as backup right midfielders go, we've also got Clive Williams, 1.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's been released from the Newcastle Academy. Looks to be a fantastic player. Excellent bravery, excellent flair, wonderful determination. He's definitely going to make the most of his potential ability. He's not quite comfortable as a right midfielder, which is where we want to use him, so he is on a training regime for that, but he can play just about 10 yards further forward at a very high level. So hopefully he'll turn around quickly and be quite good. Sam Taylor, left midfield was an area that we had a big issue trying to fill. There was one excellent left midfielder on the market. He ended up going to I think it was Wolves or someone like that. He got picked up by a Premier League side. So we've gone for Sam Taylor on the loan market. He's come in from Aston Villa. Hasn't made a first team appearance for them yet, but 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential on £1,800 a week. One of the highest earners in the squad this season. Excellent technical attributes, 12 crossing, 12 dribbling, which is great to see. 13 technique as well. Physically excellent, good determination, good work rate from a mental standpoint. And a left-footed player on the left-hand side. It's been a while since we've had one. Hopefully that gives us good balance. As his backup, Paul Lewington, probably the weakest player we have in the squad, if I'm being completely honest. 2-star current ability, 3.5-star potential. We've picked him up from Notts County, one of the few players that we've actually picked up from a lower division side, and he is right-footed as well. So we're working him as an attacking winger on the left-hand side, but in reality, he'll probably be out of most squads and may only make appearances off the bench as needed throughout the course of a game. The middle, there was a lot of high potential players, like a lot of 2-star current ability high potential players, but we've gone for a couple that just kind of a bit more better suited to the roles that we want to use. The first one's Max Brown, ex-Sheffield United. Similar to Burnley, we picked up a lot of good players from Sheffield United. Leo Gaxa, Jean Bellahoon, a whole bunch of different players throughout the course of the series have come across from the Blades. Hasn't made a first team appearance for them before getting released, but 2.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. 13 tackling is effectively why I brought him in. We want to use him as a deep line playmaker on defend. He's already working very hard on that particular role and has a lot of key attributes for it. At 18, he is relatively young. We would want to see a little bit of a boost to his mental attributes, but I don't see any reason why he can't perform in that role. And he has done relatively well so far in pre-season as well. He'll play alongside Oliver Munoz, who is an ex-Manchester United junior, 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. Instead of using him as a Messiah, which is his current role, I want to kind of transition to using a box-to-box midfielder, and he's got some excellent work rate, vision, and running attributes. So if we can make the most of them, and he can kind of be diligent with that role, I think he's going to be an excellent player for us, and hopefully make the most of his potential. As far as the backup central midfielders, we've got Carl Robertson here as well, ex-Manchester United junior also. He'll play as a deep lying playmaker on defend. He's currently set to being a ball-winning midfielder as his preferred role. He's just behind Brown because Brown's tackling is far superior, and I think we need that little bit of grit in the middle of the park there. The other midfielder will be Keith Haywood, who we have picked up from Nottingham Forest. Looks to be a very good technical player, 2-star current ability, 4-star ability on next to no wages a week, so relatively low risk. Also working on that box-to-box role, but good technical attributes here, 14 passing, 12 technique, 12 first touch. We will need that valuable input from players off the bench as we rotate our squad, get through all our competitions, all that sort of stuff. Now, we move up front where I think we've done our best recruiting. We've got 2 fantastic starters in this lineup. We've got a couple of additional players as well who I'm very excited about in the squad. First, we'll go with Daniel Knowles. We struggled for a while to find like a proper false 9 because we were using that false 9 advanced forward combination. This year, we're going to go with a deep lying forward and see if we can get that to work. He is more comfortable as an advanced forward, but still working his way through the deep lying forward role. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential, came through the Everton Youth Academy. Wonderful physical attributes, everything here in double figures. Wonderful mental attributes. 16 determination is the one I'm most excited about, and some pretty good technical attributes as well. His finishing maybe potentially needs work, only 11 at this stage, but still, I think that's more than good enough to like finish your chances at a good level. He's going to be excellent for us on £1,000 a week, 19 years of age, one of the older players in the squad, but we have picked him up on a 3-year deal, so he's going to be at the club for a while, and if it doesn't work out, we can sell him back into the market, make a profit on it, and hopefully improve our finances. The guy that he's going to play alongside, we only just signed, the last signing that we've brought in. Dwayne Record is his name, released from the Liverpool Academy after 2 years there. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. 16 finishing is absolutely fantastic. He's definitely going to be our poacher in the box, trying to finish off chances. 16 heading as well, 13 technique. Mental attributes do need a little bit of improvement, particularly his off the ball. I think his positioning might need a little bit of work as well. Physically looks excellent. 16 fitness is going to be a big one, playing in that poacher role, getting beyond defenses. Thrilled to have him. We've only got him on a 2-year deal. He's a left-footed player as well, gives us good balance on that side. But at 18 years of age, we've paid nothing for him. He's already worth 300k. If it doesn't work out, if things aren't going the way we want them to, we can put him back on the market and get some decent revenue into the bank. As far as the backups go, Serge Colon was pretty much bang on to start most of the season until we signed Record, which is why he's been assigned the number 9 shirt. French under-19 international. Again, 16 finishing, has some wonderful mental attributes, 16 bravery, 15 composure, 13 off the ball, 16 acceleration. I don't know why Borum would have let him go, but we're going to pick him up. We've got very little wages that we're actually paying him. If he works out, fantastic. If he doesn't, there's very little pressure on us. But excited to see what he'll do with his opportunities off the bench. Looks to be a proper Pippo Inzaghi type finisher as well. And the other central striker is Mark Birch, who we picked up. He's also working towards being a deep lying playmaker. Ex-West Bromwich Junior, we picked up some wonderful West Bromwich Juniors in our #United save last year. Keith Meir was one of my favourite players of that series, and we picked him up at a similar time. I think he was 17 or 18, released from West Brom. If we can get similar production out of Mark Birch, I'll be thrilled. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential, wonderful technical attributes, dribbling, finishing, and first touch, 12 and 13 respectively. Good determination, good flair, good aggression, wonderful physical attributes, 16 acceleration is the big one that jumps out at you there. And all we really need from these guys is just a small contribution throughout the course of the year. So I'm thrilled with the squad that we've put together. We currently have 23 players, including the additional, 24 players, including the additional player up top. Oh, there's one guy I forgot, Jim Strain. Jim Strain we picked up from Chelsea. He's the 5th striker that we've got. We weren't originally going to sign Record because he wouldn't sign, but once we could get him in, we now have an additional striker. Jim Strain will work towards being a deep lying forward as well. Looks to be an excellent prospect through the Chelsea Youth Academy. So we've got a squad of 23. I'm really happy with the squad. I'm happy with the depth. I'm happy with the potential. I'm happy with the current ability. I think it's worked out really well. There are a couple of different positions here, like 2 star players are currently starting, right back and central midfield, respectively. But that we still have some wiggle room. It's only a small amount. We've got about £700 a week that we can spend. We can also nudge some towards our wage budget a little bit further, push that up to 800. We could potentially bring in additional loan signings, additional free agent signings to try and strengthen those positions if we really need to. But like I said, we're going to go with our attacking structure for the majority of the season. If we're going down swinging, and I have faith in the group. I think we can stay in the division. I think we can have a successful season. And if we finish top half, I will be absolutely thrilled with that. As far as the season preview goes, we are currently scheduled, based on the reputation of the club, reputation of the players, to get relegated, 55-1 odds to stay in the division. Millwall, Wigan, Hull, Sunderland, some very big teams there. They're the top 4 that are expected to challenge for the title. If you look at Millwall's squad, they've got 7 of the first choice media 11. There's a couple of Wigan players in there. There's a couple of Hull players in there as well. Sunderland have been in the division the entire save so far, so you'd think that they would be wanting to jump up the divisions as well. They've got a good youth academy, so I'm sure they've got a lot of regen talent that's coming through at the same time. As far as our key players go, it's Tyrone Taylor, the centre-back, and Daniel Knowles, the forward. If they have good seasons and the media's right about them being our best players, we're in for a fantastic year. Pre-season schedule, Shamrock Rovers, hang on, I should go through what we did for our pre-season schedule. Rather than playing like random lower division teams, we've tried to always play teams in higher divisions, which is why some of the results aren't necessarily what you'd expect them to be. We hosted 3 players from the Irish FAI League. We lost to Shamrock Rovers early on in pre-season when we hadn't quite signed all the players that we wanted. We beat St. Pat's Athletic, we beat Shelbourne. We lost 1-0 to Rangers through a dubious kind of penalty. We did all right in this game. It wasn't too bad. I was pretty happy with the performance overall. We just didn't finish our chances very well. We beat Clyde 3-1. We lost 3-2 to Bristol, who are currently up in the championship. They did go down to 9 men very early in the game, and that probably did help us quite a bit, but we still did very well. They got a very good side. Ryan Brewster is currently playing and leading the line for them as well. We drew 1-1 with Cardiff. They pulled back a very late goal after Ricky Dean put us ahead in the 88th minute. We rotated the squad quite a bit for this game as well, and then we lost 5-3 to Aston Villa. I did say we were going to go down swinging. We went down pretty much swinging. Carl Robertson getting sent off in the 26th minute, and that was what really hurt us. We were 2-1 up at the time, and then in the second half, they just kind of punished us as we kind of ran out of legs a little bit, and the extra man played advantage. We did pull an extra one back. Dwayne Record getting a hat-trick in that game. Hopefully he's in good form to start the season. But a 5-3 defeat, I'm not that upset about it. They are currently in the Premier League. That does bring us to our game today. We're going to play Chesterfield away from home. They're currently 3rd in the division, but that's only alphabetically, so we haven't got too much to worry about. If we can get through a good performance here, if we can get a good result, I'll be thrilled. If we don't, I'm not going to panic just yet. We know we're going to have losses this season. I'm not expecting to go out and smash the division. There's some very, very good sides in there. And even if we look at just Millwall's squad, the value of some of their players is ridiculous. Like, they've got guys getting up towards tens of millions of dollars, or tens of millions of pounds, I should say. So this year, all about stability, all about staying in the division, all about developing these young players that we've picked up. We're going to jump forward now. We're going to have a look at the 2 lineups and see how we're going to go. All right, so as you can see, we've got debuts for every single player that is coming on, not just for the pitch, but for a lot of these guys, it's their first senior appearance. So we're going to try and keep things calm early part of the season. We're not going to get down on anyone. We're not going to be too aggressive. But of course, Johnson in goal, who you guys have already met. Taylor and McCluskey is the central defensive partnership. McCluskey does have a knock, but I do want to try and get him out there today. He's only about a day away from returning to full training, but we might just get him through an hour and then take him off. Taylor will also wear the captain's armband. I did forget to mention that. He looks to have excellent leadership for such a young player. Preston Kelly at left wing, right at right full back. Dean on the right-hand side, Taylor on the left, Munoz and Brown as a central midfield pairing, and Knowles and Record up top. We're hinging a lot of our hopes on that partnership. If they can hit the ground running, we're going to be in a good position. As far as Chesterfield are concerned, they've still got some good players. They've got Romalo here at right back, who they signed from Bilbao. No, apologies, from Middlesbrough, but he came through the Bilbao Academy. Looks to be an excellent player, though he is now 33 years of age. Yanni, their captain, they picked up from the Newcastle Academy at the start of the game. He also played for Morecambe before that. Looks to be a fantastic player, just very, very solid tributes across both technical, mental and physical categories. Hopefully, he can have a shit game today or a poor start to the season and we'll make the most of it. They've got Crooks making his debut at left back. They've picked him up from MK Dons via Nottingham Forest. He looks to be a very good left-sided defender, but I think he's a little bit more comfortable as a centre-back. They're using him at left full-back. The two we're going to have to keep an eye on up top, Smales Braithwaite, who looks to be fairly solid, ex-Man City and Southampton junior that they've picked up towards the start of the game. And alongside them, Martin Irving is the new gen striker. Good finishing, good physical attributes, very similar to a lot of the players that we've got, and only a young player at 21. So they're going to have a little bit about them, but really, I just want everybody to kind of be a bit calm, play decent football, and put ourselves in a comfortable position for the rest of the season. As long as we can get everyone comfortable at this level, I think we're going to do okay. Johnson with the ball here, played forward to Taylor. Goes out left now to Preston Kelly. The first highlight does start with possession for us. Preston Kelly does well, moves into midfield. Plays a ball across to Dean, who gets into the box. Crooks with a good tackle. Wright's going to follow up now and square it towards Record, who gets the header in. And Dwayne Record with his first goal of the season and first goal for the club. I did talk about him in the build-up as being a player that I'm thrilled to have and wasn't necessarily expecting to get. But that 16 heading, 16 finishing is on show here. It's a good tackle there from Crooks, to be fair, and Wright does very well to follow it up, hang it into a good area. There's 3 defenders around Record, but he beats them all with the jump and heads that one back past the keeper into the near post. And a wonderful finish and a wonderful start to the season. We're 1-0 up inside the first 10 minutes. We've got the ball here again. Brown out left towards Taylor. Can he get the ball into the box? I've just realised we've got 2 Taylors on the pitch. One at left wing, one at centre back. That might be a bit too confusing. Ball in behind now for Taylor, and he's going to get the strike away, but Burge with a good save. Just had to find his corners there. He went pretty much straight at the keeper. Maybe looking for the Meg. Early doors, Tyrone Taylor's picked up a yellow card. That's not great considering McCluskey does have that knock that we've got to keep an eye on. But as far as highlights go, it's been all us so far. We've got another one here. Preston Kelly with the throw-in, finds Taylor. Back to Munoz, who looks to put one in towards Knowles, and you think he just clipped the top of the crossbar before that one went out. Getting these nice little dink balls in and some good flick on headers. 10 minutes remain in the half. I'm just going to use the demand more shout just to give everyone some focus. It's backfired horribly, where everyone looks pressured. I've got a highlight here. If Chesterfield score, I'm going to be furious with myself. Brown with the ball, long one forward to Record. Back to Munoz. We can work it out to the right where we've got a 2v1. Goes out to Dean now. Can he get around the man and find the ball in the box? Cuts it back. It's cleared away. We nearly left ourselves 2v2 there with the 2 wingers pushing on. We might have to drop them back to support duties for the second half. Harris with the ball now. Looks out towards the left. Preston Kelly with a good intervention. Knowles flicks it onto Dean. Now it left to Sam Taylor. Can he wrap his foot around the ball and get it in the box? He cuts back himself and then goes himself on his right foot. Maybe could have slid that one along the 6-yard box for Record to have a go at, but I'm not going to complain. 2 minutes to be added on here. McCluskey's also got a yellow card. We've got a few lads on yellow cards we're going to have to keep an eye on. I'm going to assertively say I'm happy with your performance so far. Keep it up. I'm not looking to get down on anyone just yet. But what I am going to do is tell these wing backs just to play a little bit deeper so they're just on support so we don't get caught in that 2v2 situation. And hopefully, if we give it 15 more minutes, everyone will have settled down a little bit and we can make some subs based on form, fitness, yellow cards, all that sort of stuff that we've got to keep an eye on. Throw in here, Preston Kelly to take. In towards Taylor, who's been busy in the highlights. We're 2v2 here again at the back. That's a bit of a concern. Irving with the ball forward. Skips past one challenge from the wide right area. Wright does very well to cover. Johnson made a good initial save. Wright manages to hack it clear for the corner. We're going to see that resulting corner now. Taken by Allen. Put towards the back post. Dean flicks on a header and Wright should get there again. Ball up the line towards Record was there, but Record I don't think was switched onto it and highlight comes to an end. Alright, we're through now. I'm going to make 3 subs. We're going to take off Coates. We're going to bring on Coates for McCluskey just because we know McCluskey has that knock. I'm going to trust our captain Tyrone Taylor to not get himself sent off. We're going to bring on Angelo at left fullback for Preston Kelly just because of that yellow card. And we're going to bring on Carl Robertson as the box-to-box for Oliver Munoz. It's not his preferred position or role, but I'm just more conscious of yellow cards than anything else at the moment. Ball out wide right to Allen here. Highlight continues. Taylor wins the ball back. Now he's picked up a yellow card as well. We're also going to use our Get Creative shout just for the last 30 minutes here. We want to try and go after it a little bit and get that second goal. Right with the throw in here on the right-hand side. Puts it in a good area, but Burge comes out and claims well. Record was about, just didn't have the necessary curl on it. And, okay, we're going to take it. It's a trash goal. That shouldn't happen in this match engine, but Dwayne Record gets the goal. Basically, Burge has picked it up here. We'll check it out in 3 dimensions. Good save from Burge. Does well to hold. It was going out for a goal kick anyway. But then basically for no reason at all, just clears it straight into the man 2 yards away from him. I don't know where he was kicking it. Record just stood still. I'll probably put that one up on Twitter and everyone can enjoy it as much as I do. It gives us a 2-goal advantage. I shouldn't be too upset about it, but it's just frustrating. That would annoy me so much if it happened at the other end. Johnson, ball here to Taylor. We're resetting quite well from these goal kicks. Forward now to Angelo, who does have time ahead of him. He looks in behind. Holgate with a good header away. It's not Mason Holgate. I'm not sure if it is any relation to him. Ball back to Holgate again. Look for a ball in the top. Levy flicks it on. And Smales Braithwaite's going to get there first. And he gets goal side and finds the finish. It was a good finish, to be fair. A lot of defenders crowding around, giving him not much of an angle to work with, and he hit it low and hard back past the keeper. It's just a long ball forward for Levy, flicks it on, and once it's in that space, I don't think anyone really had the pace to get across to him. Good finish, to be fair, and Johnson did well, guessing the right direction. All right, we're going to demand more here last 10 minutes just to give everyone some focus. It's not worked again. Everyone seems pressured. Can we see out the last few minutes of this game? They've got a free kick in wide right area. Allen puts it in, and they've found an equaliser. Dion Donahue with the goal. Very disappointing. All right, where are we at? Maybe I shouldn't have been attacking the entire time. Maybe I should have reduced it back to positive. Good header, and Donahue puts it in. Johnson does get something on it. Maybe we need to have a look at our set piece routines again and drop an extra man back instead of leaving 2 forwards forward. Coates with the ball now, puts it out right. Crooks has recovered. Back into Yanni. Ball forward, right, with a good header. He's had a good game, right? Brown's done very well to win that one back in midfield. Dean's gotten in behind on the right-hand side. Can he get a good ball into the box? Squares it up towards Knowles. Can he find the cutback? Instead he goes to strike himself. Donahue with the ball forward to Falevi. Now Smales Braithwaite finds Falevi again. Taylor's gone through the back of him, and I think Taylor's going to get his marching orders here. Second yellow card for the young captain on debut. It is indeed, and we've got no subs left. So what are we going to do here? All right, let's have a look at who we've got available. We can drop Robertson back to centre-back, which we think we're definitely going to do. And Knowles, we're going to drop him just to play just a little bit deeper. What's his preferred role there? Advanced playmaker on support. We'll go with that. Brown, be a bit more defensive. And let's go with that for the last few minutes here. Can we see out 5 minutes of additional time to be added on? I just don't want to throw away our lead. All right, it's a 2-2 draw to start the season. I should be more upset than I am, but when you think about that second Dwayne record goal, I can't really be mad about anything. They had 17 shots, 9 on target, 50% possession. We had 12, 5, and 50%. We're going to go into the dressing room and tell everybody you're unlucky today. And a few have responded positively and motivated. Early part of the season, because it's a young group, I just want to keep morale as high as humanly possible. I'm not too worried about anything other than that. So that does see us go. First day of the season, go 8th in the division, which is fantastic. If we can stay around that level, I'll be absolutely fine with that. Superb Donahue rescues Chesterfield. Dwayne Record gets a man of the match rating with an 8.8. A wonderful, wonderful debut for him. And debuts for a whole bunch of different players. And I'm going to tell Dwayne Record that I'm very happy with the way that he's played. Now, as far as our schedule goes, I have mentioned it before, but Sunday League football is back, which means my recording time is kind of cut into a little bit. We are still going to try and do 5 episodes a season, but you may see from time to time, us only get 3 out a week, 4 out a week, depending on how keen I am on training and all that sort of stuff. I think what we will do is play all of our August games, and we might come back and do these 2 massive games here against Hull and Millwall. We know that they're going to be 2 of the better sides in the division, so we might try and get those games in while we can. We do have Carabao Cup football coming up. I'm not worried about that. Our FR Cup first round game isn't until November, and we might focus on that as well. But I think for tomorrow's episode, we're going to come back and do these 2 massive fixtures against Hull and Millwall, see how we get on, and kind of use it as a bit of a measuring stick to see where we're at against the other really good teams in the division. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is the portion that I appreciate the most. But if you do feel that you want to go the extra mile, you can drop a like on this video. Please, that YouTube algorithm. You can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all future videos. It took me, I think, over a year to get my first 100 subs, and I think we're going to probably hit 200 in the first 3 months of 2020, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you to everyone for their continued support. It does mean a tremendous amount. Check on those links over there on the description. Just check out the Twitter, which is where we do all our interactions with the community. If you ever need to reach out, it's a good place to start. And also our Sunday night Twitch streams, twitch.tv/inthemixer_FM. Sunday night if you're in Australia, Sunday morning if you're over in the UK, super early Sunday morning if you're in North America. But as always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.